You were there at WRVR during this interesting period where it transitioned from a non-commercial station into a commercial station. You were an intern, but
for a few months I was there.
Can you tell me about your memories of that, what you thought about it, what you knew about it, what changed? I mean, any memories at all about it?
Well, I told you the story about the logs, right?
Yes, about the ads,
logs.
the ad spots.
I know that summer, I don't have a lot of memories, forgive me. I know that summer there was a new staff, like a commercial radio staff, overlaid the non-commercial staff. So there were new people in. The format must have changed by then. I don't know how much classical music was left. I imagine it was diminished for more public affairs programming. I think it was. I'm not so sure. But the people who came in had done commercial radio. And I have a fair amount of experience with meshing commercial and non-commercial staffs. Non-commercial public radio is values-based. It is about service. It is about serving an audience with information that will make them more informed citizens, with music and arts programming that will enlighten their lives. Public radio is thoroughly in service of the listener. I can't say my memories of the commercial people who came in shared those values. I mean, I think they were told by either the management of the station or by the church, like, raise money. So that's a clash. That really is a clash of values. My memory is that the salespeople and the programming people who were there didn't fully respect the people who had built the station, the format of the station, or its listeners. I think they thought they had to go after a different group of listeners, actually move from the public radio listener to the commercial listener. It wasn't simply that suddenly a public radio station was going to start playing commercials. Now, a lot of the reason that people, especially in those nascent days, listened to public radio is because there were no commercials. So I think it must have been a shock to listeners to hear commercials, even if they were hearing some of their favorite programs or favorite announcers. So I don't have specific memories except for moments of chaos, arguments, disagreements, the clash of the cultures. It certainly wasn't the RVR I had been with for 4 summers, but I was the intern, so I came back and I knew how to do stuff and I knew a lot of the people there, so they just gave me more stuff to do, and I was not comfortable, which is strange because my college radio station was a commercial radio station. We sold spots. We had record service. We dealt with the record companies. I mean, we went into town and convinced the big boy to advertise on our college radio station. It wasn't, it was just that I was aware there were 2 different cultures trying to fit into the little space downstairs. So I know I wasn't very comfortable. But in my senior year, I had to do a final project in my radio television course. And I said to my advisor, you know, I've just been through a really interesting experience watching a non-commercial station go commercial. I have memos. I did save the memos. I saved memos all the time because I thought they were important on letterhead, and I'll see if I still have any of them. So I wrote a final paper on the transition between WRVR, non-commercial to commercial. And my professor was quite excited about it, because as I said, this didn't happen often, and especially with a witness who had taken notes. And I wrote it up. He asked me to clarify some things. Then I was in his office, and we had a talk about it. He said, I know what you've written. Now tell me what you didn't put in the paper. So I gave him some details. And he said, this is really good. I'm going to give you an A on it. And the copy that you've given me, now when I say copy, it was carbon paper and a typewriter. So he had the original, and I had a carbon copy of it. He said, I'm going to destroy this. This is too devastating to the people who you're reporting on. That if anyone found it, it could harm careers. So take your copy, put it away safely. I'm going to give you your grade, and then destroy this copy. So I don't remember the details that were in it, but this was a college professor. I had taken 3 of his courses, and I thought he was a great professor. So I felt if he thought it was dangerous, there was probably something dangerous in it. I don't think he wanted other students to find it. And the fact is, the people here were employed for a couple of years after that, and then the station gave it up, and the call letters went to the South or were retired to the FCC for a little while. So I'm not sure what actually happened, but in my memory, it wasn't a good thing. And thinking about it now, probably what should have happened is the station probably should have changed the staff entirely and gotten all new people. But it's very difficult to ask public radio people to do commercial work, because that's not why they got in the business.
Was Dr. Shepard still in charge, or?
No. He left, then John Wickline was here.
Okay.
I don't know if John was here for the transition or somebody else was here for that. It could have been John. I just can't remember it. You know, it's 5 years and it's all compressed into one very long summer. So I'm not sure who was running the station at the time.